Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Gate City Game Night, presented by Lookout Credit Union and the Mountain View Event Center. Additional coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, the Idaho Department of Welfare, Valley-wide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, your local Toyota dealers, and the Idaho Transportation Department. Tonight we come from you live at Century High School as the Idaho Falls Tigers will take on the Century Diamondbacks. Hi everyone, my name is Sean Kane, and I'm joined by Logan Kelso tonight as we have a non-conference 4A battle between Century and Idaho Falls. Coming into this game, Idaho Falls is 1-4 after a very close loss to a very good Skyline team, 35-28. 1-4 and 0-2 in the conference. Century comes in 0-5 and yet to start conference play. Well, Logan, what do you think? What do you think's going to go on here tonight?
I think we're looking at a good one. I think for Idaho Falls, coming off some brutally close losses. I think for them to really have a shot at getting the state bid, they'll have to run the table and almost win out. For Century, they've played an insanely hard non-conference schedule, and now they're here on homecoming night trying to pull off a big upset.
Yeah, that's right. It's homecoming here at Century, and I would have to agree with you. Century comes in with one of the hardest ranked schedules in the state. I believe it's number 2, and they played Sugar Salem, they played Bonneville, they played Highland, they played Minico. They've come up short every time, but they're young. I'm talking to their coach, Ryan Fleshman. They're young, they're learning, they're going out and competing very hard against very difficult teams, and I think at the end of the day, that's kind of what you're after, is just really good competition, and that's the only way you're going to get better.
Yeah, and this will be another big test for this young Century team tonight, taking on Idaho Falls Bengals, who they don't want to overlook this game. Big game against Century, or big game against Shelley next week. Don't want to overlook their opponent this week.
Yeah, I think we talked about that a little beforehand, is if you're Idaho Falls, I'm thinking you're the best 1-4 team in the state for sure. You got to win at Thunder Ridge in your first game of the season. You lost to a very good Twin Falls team, which I think will be in the playoffs. You lost to a 5A Madison. You almost made an epic comeback against Bonneville, 22-19. And then last week, me and Logan were both there, and what a great game that was, as Idaho Falls had all kinds of chances. Well, not all kinds of chances, but they had chances to come back at the end and tie that ball game up with a conference opponent. And Idaho Falls, it might be hard to swallow at your record, but you still got some chances here, right? And as we were talking about, you've kind of got to win out the rest of the schedule to maybe get into a playoff situation and maybe have some losses. So, Idaho Falls has a lot to play for. Century, trying to get the first dub, the first win of the year, a lot to play for. And, Century also has faced some injuries throughout the year. As far as I know, we'll have to see what happens. Deacon Crabtree, the quarterback who got injured against Highland, should be back in tonight. We'll have to see for sure when they take the field. But, yeah, a lot to play for tonight on homecoming.
Yeah, it should be a good one.
So they're going to do the coin toss here, and yeah, just thinking about it. What I like, kind of the keys of the game for tonight, is Idaho Falls. I think what we all know, right, is they're a great passing team. You've got Bradley Ellison coming in, who can really just gunsling the ball, and the running game picked up with Peter Molino last week for Idaho Falls. So, I think if Idaho Falls can find that balance between the passing and the run, that is kind of their key to the game. And for Century, I think they just kind of have to get things going. This is the third Century game I've covered this year, and they've had some times where the drives have gotten going, and when they can get drives going, get some yardage, and get in scoring position, they've been able to do it. It just hasn't been enough, and they've just kind of left their defense on the field too long. So I think the key for Century tonight is to keep the offense on the field and and make their defense play a little less than it normally has all year.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think Idaho Falls, expect them to open the pass game early in this one. Last week, quite a few drops and some pivotal moments that could have, I'd say last week was a pretty winnable game for Idaho Falls, and it came down to a couple drops. Expect Ellison to be passing the ball, especially another spotlight, the Kirkham brothers, who are both wide receivers and both very dynamic with the ball in their hands.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with him more. The passing game is great, and I forgot about that. Yeah, some key drops in that game. I think that the score could have been totally different. And for Century, coming in for Century, we've got Deacon Crabtree is the quarterback to watch for. You've got Bentley Gunter, who's a wide receiver cornerback, sometimes does some wildcat. You got Jake Rawlings as a wide receiver. You kind of want to see those players get involved early. Griffin Eversole, Deshaun Clark in the wide receiver slot position. He's kind of like a good little that New England slot receiver. Who am I thinking of? Oh man, that's gonna kill me now that I can't think of.
Julian Edelman?
Yeah, Julia Edelman. He's kind of got those vibes, but should be a good one here as Century's going to take the ball first, and Benson for the Tigers is going to kick off.
Number 11, Bentley Gunter, and number 13, Jake Rawlings.
So the two players I just mentioned, are Diamondbacks, are going to receive this kickoff. And here we go. It's going to go over the head.
And the kick goes out
over Jake Rawlings, and it's going to come back on the 20 for the Diamondbacks. First possession of the game. So being at the Century Games, you'd like to see them get going early here, trying to get the offense going and not have a lot of 3 and outs.
Well, see if they took a page out of Skyline's book. A lot of different reverse run options, a lot of jet sweeps, and a lot of motion.
Yeah, we talked about that on the East Idaho podcast on IdahoSports.com. That sweep play to Crockett or either Monty Morell is very hard to defend. And Deacon Crabtree is in the shotgun. He's going to hand off. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage after Ford.
Bentley Gunter on the carry.
Bentley Gunter on the
73,
carry.
Slade Barrett on the tackle.
Looks like we already have a player on the ground.
Loss of 1. Injured player on the field.
Looks like that's going to be a loss of 1. We've got an injured Tiger on the field.
Hate to see that, especially on the first play of a game.
Yeah, kind of tough. Maybe we'll take a quick break with them. It's IdahoSports.com Gate City game night.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
Second down from the Diamondbacks. The Idaho Falls player was to get up on his own accord. So 2nd and 11. There's actually a 1-yard loss on the play. Crabtree in the shotgun. He's going to fake the pitch, reverse it. Nice run up the middle, cuts it towards us. And that's Bentley Gunter on the carry.
Yeah, I expect to see that a lot today. Gunter already first two plays of the game, got 2 rushes.
7 on the play.
Was pretty speedy out of the line of scrimmage on that last play.
Yeah, Benter Guntley, a good basketball player and runner here at Century. But still brings up a 3rd down and 4 on the 26, 11:09 to go in the first quarter. Handoff again. He's going to get the first down. Is Gunter.
Gunter with the carry.
Nice run.
A Diamondback first down.
Yeah, found the hole right in the offensive line, offensive line opened up a hole for him, and he bursted right out there for a solid gain, the first down for Century. Be interested to see if they'll open up the pass game now after 3 consecutive runs.
Yeah, and if you're Century,
First and 10
you're
on the
super
36.
excited to get a first down. And the refs want the clock to be going. There was no reason to stop the clock there. So first down on the 36, or first and 10 on the 36. Crabtree's going to do just what you said and look to pass. He's going to take it. He's going to knock down a guy. Lowers the shoulder to gain a couple. That would have pretty much been dead, but he's going to get a few yards on that.
And that's a very big pro of having a 6'7" QB is, especially in this state, they're typically going to be the biggest guy in the field, and especially having that guy at quarterback's going to open up some nice yards after or some missed tackles.
Yeah, it probably would have been about 2 yards, and he shoulder bumped the Idaho Falls defender for 5 yards. So 2nd and 5 on the 42 now. 10:04 left to go in the first quarter. Crabtree in the shotgun. Rawlings Gunter to his hip. Clark in motion. They're going to pitch it forward. And that's going to be Caden Scott on the run.
Caden Scott with the carry for a pickup of 2.
Caden Scott, 2 yards.
Third down for the Diamondbacks.
I like the offense coming out the gate, doing a lot of misdirections, some reverses early in the run game, not sticking to one strategy when it comes to putting the ball on the ground.
Yeah, I think it's given their offensive line an opportunity to get some blocks, right? It's not just straightforward. It's a little misdirection, but it brings up 3rd down and 3 on the 49, 9:15 left to go in the first quarter. Man in motion. Crabtree trying to pull him off sides, and he does. Heads up play there. Had Deshaun Clark. Number 23 is the man in motion. He's kind of like that Juliet. He's kind of that nice little slot receiver. They can hand the ball off.
First down, Diamondbacks.
So with that penalty, it's going to bring up a first down for the Diamondbacks. 1st and 10 on the 49, 8:39 to go. And this drive's just eating clock away. Shotgun, Crabtree's going to look to pass. He's got an open receiver. It's caught. Nice tackle by number
Crabtree's pass to Gunter. Gain of 2 yards.
89. Can't be 89. 78, Morgan Anderson of Idaho Falls.
I believe you're correct.
The roster goes all the way to 78 and then goes to 27.
Aha.
So,
Nice.
nice tackle there. Good pass for 2 yards on the play. 2nd and 49. They're going to run. It's going to be some hard running by Bentley Gunter for a couple more yards.
Bentley Gunter with the carry for a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd down.
4 yards on the carry. 3rd and 5. And, you know, for Century now being over the 50-yard line, I think it's pretty much 4-down territory.
Yeah, I'd be shocked to see. I feel like we don't see many people not go for it on their side of or on their opponent's territory. Especially last week, we didn't see a punt until the late first half in Idaho Falls versus Skyline.
So 3rd and 5, big play here for the Diamondbacks. Trips receivers closest to you on the screen. Caden Scott in motion. Now 2 to each side. Watch out for Ashton Jenkins, number 88. He's on the far sideline. Deacon Crabtree senses the pressure, and he's going to take a sack. And nice sack by number 56 of Idaho Falls, Rocky Vandersloot. Man, that's going to go on the board of one of the top names.
Yeah, definitely. And looks like it's no longer 4-down territory.
No, I think they're going to punt now. That was about a 10-yard loss, right?
Huge sack for Idaho Falls.
Yeah, Rocky Vandersloot got to Crabtree, no problem, and a great sack. So Century's going to punt here on 4th and 20. The punt is a line driver, and Idaho Falls is content to let it roll, and it's going to take a friendly roll to about the 6-yard line.
Terrific punt.
Now Carter Ward is not the normal kicker for Century. Their kicker Daniel McGee is injured. Daniel McGee, I have to give him a shout out. He plays on the football team. He's the starting sweeper on the soccer team, and he also golfed this year. So he was a 3-sport fall athlete.
Wow.
But his ankle's injured, so they got Ward in kicking today, and Ward did a great job.
Oh, yeah, great debut on the season for Ward.
So 1st and 10. I think about from the 6-yard line.
Four receivers set to start out the game.
And Logan noticed that Peter Molino was not dressed tonight. And it's a big hole. Nonetheless, nice saving tackle. And on the run was Austin Anderson. Now, I don't think we saw Austin Anderson run the ball last week.
I don't believe we did. I think it was all Molino, and then David Moore would get a couple carries. And I don't believe we saw Austin last week.
So nice run, 1st down. 1st and 10 on the 25 for the Tigers. Ellison, Sunshine Ellison, right, in the shotgun. Kirkham in motion. They're going to go to him. It's 19. Trace and Kirkham for
Well, expect to see a lot of that one, a lot of that play tonight, getting the ball in the Kirkham brothers' hands. That time it was traded.
Second and 6, 5:17 to go in the first quarter. They're going to give the ball hand off back to Austin Anderson. He's going to be short. It's going to bring up 3rd down for the
It'll be interesting to see what
Tigers.
Idaho Falls goes with here on 3rd down. They go for the run, or if they try to air out the ball with Ellison, who has a very strong arm. We talked about it last week. Looked like quite a bit of times he's throwing the ball almost too hard for the receivers.
Yeah, you know, just a kind of a short screen pass and a couple of runs. Kind of not what we predicted, but that's why we're not the coaches.
3rd down, Diamondbacks.
3rd and 5 on the 30. Big 3rd down. 3 receivers closest to us. Ellison's going to pass it and caught by Kirkham, number 18 this time, Traden. And let's see where are they going to give him the 1st down. I thought it was going to be a little closer. A little forward progress is going to give him the 1st down.
Tell you what, both these teams letting the clock run this entire quarter, it feels like. Already.
Yeah, we're
Around
down to
4 minutes left.
4 minutes left. It's been a fast play to just kind of play after play, no stops. 1st and 10. Falls going to pitch it back and tackled initially by number 12 of Century.
He had a great read on that play.
Kobe Valentine initially almost didn't get him down, but got him down on the 2nd effort. Nice tackle by Kobe Valentine of Century, number 12. That's going to be a loss, a big loss. 2nd and 18 on the 38.
Yeah, they blew that play up before it could even begin. Great read.
Ellison in the shotgun. Let's have Austin Anderson with him, number 3 in motion. Block picked up, the arm is let loose, and it's caught by number 7, Traden Cardon, and he's going to take it all the way for a Tigers touchdown.
Bradley Ellison's pass to Taylor Cardon for a touchdown.
Well, I was waiting for the deep ball, and they finally threw the first one of the game, and they get in for 6.
Yeah, Taylor Cardon was pretty open. He got behind the defender, and it's kind of what we talked about, where the Century defensive backs can be able to account for all the Idaho Falls receivers. A nice pass, about a 60-yard touchdown pass. And Idaho Falls the kick. And it's good. So with 3:06 left to go in the first quarter, Idaho Falls strikes first, 7-0 over Century. And kind of a good defensive stand for Century, and then it's, third and super long, and they kind of took the handcuffs off Ellison.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Century, that's one tough big play they give up. But before that, a lot of great stops, stopping the run game a little early. And pretty promising defensive drive outside of, obviously, one play that went for around 60 yards.
And I think that's what you kind of get with Idaho Falls, right? They just kind of lurk in the back corner, and then Ellison can just hit a bomb like that and score quick. That's why they're so dangerous and always in these games. So, yeah, I like the play call, third and long, and go to your receiver.
Yeah, for Idaho Falls must feel a little refreshing to have an early lead in the game for the first time in a couple weeks. So it seems like they've been playing from behind the last couple games.
Yeah, I've been playing from about 20 back for most of the last two games, right? 20 points back. Kickoff is up. And this time it's going to be fielded. And nice little cutback move. And that's Jake Rawlings. A nice little cutback, and that's going to be a huge run back that looked to be nothing.
Yeah, that was a great kick return if you're Century. Great field position to start off. Right around where they punted last drive is where they'll start with the ball this drive.
Now all the way up to the 48-yard line. Huge run by Jake Rawlings.
Is the live broadcaster.
The PA announcer just gave me a shout out.
Yeah, you're big time over here on this part.
Trying to take me off my game, and they're not going to, because there's 2:57. It's 1st and 10 on the 48. Crabtree in the shotgun. Clark in motion. Crabtree's going to look to air it out. A little screen. Oh, almost disastrous. Number 77 of Idaho Falls, Carson England, almost had it in the palm of his hands. He came up with some big plays last week, number 77 for Idaho Falls, Carson.
He did.
So Idaho Falls has got some big defensive linemen, and if you can stop Skyline in a 4th and 1 situation, you know you can play defense. That's what I've been saying all week, and that's what Idaho Falls did. 2nd and 10, 2:52 left to go in the first quarter. Crabtree in the shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff. A quick slant is caught. Big time catch. I think he's already down. The ball came out. And on that catch was to Jake Rawlings. And Jake Rawlings is having a game tonight.
Yeah, very early. He's getting the ball quite a bit. And when he's had the ball in his hand, he's been a very good runner with it.
And that brings up a first down for the Diamondbacks, which they've had a hard time coming up with first downs early in the season. So great job. And I think that running the ball early has opened it up a little bit for Century.
Yeah, they're going with an empty backfield look on this one.
Crabtree, no one with him in the shotgun. The 6'7" junior. And dropped.
Crabtree's pass falls incomplete, brings up second down.
So it'll be second down here on that incomplete pass. And now we got a few more passes, so the time slowed down a little bit, but still a fast quarter to 11. Idaho Falls ahead 7-0 over Century. Century's homecoming tonight. Crabtree again, no one back there with him. 2 receivers closest to us, 3 far away. The one closest to us, 88, is Austin Kid Rock Jenkins. The pass is complete to Clark.
Crabtree's pass is complete.
It's almost looking like on each play for Crabtree, it's like he's not really scanning the field. It's almost like He's only looking for one and only one option.
Yeah, he got hurt against Highland. Crabtree did, and then he didn't play against Minico, or then they had a bye, or they played Minico, then Center had a bye, and now they're playing tonight. So he's had a few weeks off. You got to shake the rust off, as they say, right?
They give him some nice slants to warm him up back in this game.
3rd and 6, 1:28 to go in the first quarter. Crabtree in the shotgun. He's going to give it to Gunter. And Gunter's going to get stopped short. And I kind of like when Sentry does more of the misdirection and gets that running back running, right? Gets some speed by it. When they kind of do those delayed handoffs, I think Idaho Falls is a little too strong up front.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. I think, more misdirections here, some more motion. It seemed like it was working a little well in the couple times they used it in the first drive. I expect them to pull some of those out of the playbook again in this drive.
4th and 5, big play here for the Diamondbacks. Closing in the red zone area. Crabtree in the shotgun. I'm going to try to maybe draw him off. He's going to look to pass. He's going to air it out. And it's going to be, in and out of the hands of Jake Rollins. He almost just, instead of waiting for the ball just to come, he just kind of stopped.
Yeah, that was a great pass by Crabtree. He got the ball there. Just the receiver couldn't come down with it.
Yeah, there's no reason Crabtree can't see the field. Right? 6'7", but nonetheless, nice defense by Idaho Falls. They're going to get the ball back on downs. Yeah, and it looks like the primary back for Idaho Falls tonight is going to be Austin Anderson. And he's going to take it to start with, and he's got some room down the sideline, and he's going to get a big chunk all the way to the 40.
Yeah, very explosive offense, high tempo offense for Idaho Falls. They have so many weapons with the ball. They're showing off early.
Yeah, like I was saying, I don't think we called Austin Anderson last week at all, but very good runner.
Very.
Yeah, Peter Molino in the jeans on the sidelines watching the game very intently. Hope he's all right and be back in action shortly. 1st and 10 on the 47. Fakes the handoff. The pass is to number 3, Easton Watkins. Easton Watkins. See, now he caught some passes last week. Also had a couple drops. So good to see him off to a good start here.
Yeah, big tight end play, and especially, this conference is huge. If you have tight end that can come down with the ball, it's going to be a pretty successful offense.
Pretty sure everyone on the Idaho Falls team can catch the ball. Ellison facing some pressure. He's going to take it himself out of the backfield and get the first down and the line marker. Bradley Ellison, nice heads up play there to avoid the pressure and get the first down. That'll be another Idaho Falls first down in the end of the first quarter. And at the end of the first quarter, it's 7-0 Idaho Falls. We'll take the break with them. You're watching Gate City Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
I love Lookout's campus branch. The vibe and the service. But with digital banking, it all comes to me. My customizable dashboard provides all my information. Accounts, cards.
Anything else?
I'm good. Bill pay, even my credit score. Gotta go. You gotta go download this app and upload convenience today.
At all our local Teton dealerships, we're committed to our no problem philosophy.
No problem means we'll find it, not we don't have it.
No problem means the same fair prices that we've always offered on our new vehicles.
Because when you shop with us, it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicles.
At all our local Teton dealerships, We're committed to our no problem philosophy.
Welcome back to Gate City Game Night. It's 1st and 10 on the 21 for the Idaho Falls Tigers as they're creeping back into scoring position again. Kirkham in motion, a handoff, faked, almost tackled for a loss, and then Ellison escapes, and it's going to be a touchdown, Tigers.
Yeah, he really just shrugged off that tackle and found his receiver for a easy score right there.
So that touchdown pass goes to
number 3,
Easton Watkins.
Targeted him a couple times in this drive, both for big yardage plays.
Pending the PT. It's up and good. Idaho Falls takes a 14-0 lead just right at the start of the second quarter. 11:49 to go, and that was a nice drive by Idaho Falls.
Yeah, got the ball, moved it upfield really quick, and got another 7 points on the board earlier in the second. And for Century on this next drive, they've shown they could move the ball up the field. They seem to put together a full, complete drive.
Yeah, this is the third game I've seen Century live at, and I would say this has been probably their best offensive performance. No 3 and outs yet. They've got the ball on the other side of the field. They've picked up first downs. They've been able to run and pass. I'm seeing a huge improvement. Now, the score might not show it, right? But if you're a Diamondback, you have to be pretty proud of the improvement of this team right now. And dangerous, other teams have not kicked off to Gunter and Rawlings in the back there. We'll see what Idaho Falls does, because remember last week, Idaho Falls and Skyline all kind of had weird kicking schemes.
Yeah, Idaho Falls just kick it where the where the returner wasn't, it seemed like last week.
Yeah, just kind of straight down the middle, no loft on the ball. This time, kind of like they did last week, it's going to be fielded and brought down. And that was Aston Jenkins. His nickname is Kid Rock, Logan.
Kid Rock, why is that?
I think because he's got some long blonde hair.
Surprised that anyone at the school knows who Kid Rock is still.
Well, that was from the coaches, so I don't know if that nickname goes onto the Spears. Maybe didn't quite think through that one. You're telling me Kid Rock's not famous anymore? Wow.
I wish I could name you one Kid Rock song.
Ball with the Ba or something. Is that what it's called?
I wish I knew.
That'd be my knowledge base. First down and 10 for the Diamondbacks on the 17. Crabtree's going to hand it off, and just laying down the wood is number 4, Sean Benson.
Wow. Caden Scott with the carry.
And
For a loss of 7.
Caden Scott was the intended carry, or he was the one carrying the ball, and he slipped, and Deacon Crabtree thought about not giving to him, but that slip was just enough for Sean Benson to come on and lay down the big hit.
Yeah, he flew in there. Didn't give him a shot to run the ball.
7-yard loss on that hit. Nice defensive play. So it's going to be 2nd and 17. And we're going to have a timeout. Oh, here we go. Timeout, Idaho Falls. Idaho Falls likes defensive timeouts. We'll take it right with them. It's Gate City Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
I'm Matt from Salt Lake City. Last year, while climbing in the Tetons, I fell nearly 600 feet. My hip bone was broken and exposed. I could see my quad muscles, and I had lacerated my liver. And I knew right away that blood was filling my abdomen. After a 3-hour rescue operation, I was airlifted to Ermax Trauma Center. I was rushed into surgery. Then their amazing team worked with me for weeks of rehab. Thanks to their incredible care, I've made a full recovery and I'm back to doing the things I love. And that's why I say, take me to Ermac.
Welcome back to Gate City Game Night. Idaho Falls is ahead 14-0. Century with the ball. 2nd and 17 for the Diamondbacks. Crabtree in the shotgun. He's going to air it out to Jenkins, and Jenkins is almost going to come down with a one-handed grab. And that's ironic because a couple weeks ago, Jenkins came down with a catch just like that.
Really?
He held it on his helmet, brought it down.
Yeah, Jenkins looking like quite a bit of an athlete to start off this game.
But incomplete, so 3rd and 17. Now if you're the Diamondbacks, you just want to maybe just get a few yards to punt. I mean, obviously you want the first down, but you don't want to be pushed back any farther to have to punt out of your end zone. Crabtree in the shotgun. He's going to roll to his left. And he's going to throw to his receiver, Jake Rawlings, but it's going to be short of the first down.
Give his punter a little more room, a little more breathing room out there.
Yeah, I'm very rarely right on what's going to happen, but I think that's what they were after, just to get a little more breathing room. So 4th and 5. Century's going to punt. And Carter Ward punting tonight for the Diamondbacks. Did it touch him?
Yeah,
it was
looks
close.
Like it might have, but I don't think it did.
No one was quite sure. Either a couple of Century players thought it might have touched an Idaho Falls player, but it didn't. And Carter Ward doing a nice job putting the ball. No return. Good roll. But Idaho Falls is going to take over here, 1st and 10.
Let's hear some noise, fans, and rally these young men. Let's go, defense.
On the 38-yard line. 10:38 to go in the second quarter. Bradley Ellison in the shotgun. It's going to hand off. It's going to be almost tackled. Finally brought down. But hard running by Austin Anderson. There's a loss and I believe a flag on the play.
There is a flag. Not sure what yet, though. Tell you what, it took a lot of Century defenders to get down Jackson on that. Or Austin on that last run.
Yeah, Austin Anderson, the runner tonight. The main back right now.
It looks like he'll be sent further back.
So
Did they give hand signals on that?
looks like they just picked up a flag. I know. Okay, they declined the penalty.
Let's go defense.
So it's second down for Idaho Falls, 2nd and 18. Loss on the play, so Century option to decline it. Ellison's going to look to throw it. He's going to take the short pass. Just for a couple of yards. Austin Anderson, kind of the safety blanket there on that pass play.
Got right back to the line of scrimmage there.
3rd down.
Well, if you're Century, you need to stop them here on 3rd down.
Yeah, 3rd down would be huge, a huge 3rd down stop here. 14-0, 9:28 to go in the second quarter. Idaho Falls ahead. Man in motion. Ellison's going to air it out and has his receiver, but just dropped. Taylor Cardon just drops it. And If you're Idaho Falls, that might be what you look back for the whole season.
Yeah, that's it's another tough drop right there by a receiver. And it looks like Cardone's needs some push-ups on the sideline after missing that one.
Oh, he sure is. Great pass, though. He had a very small window. The defensive sentry was there, and Ellison found that window, just couldn't quite hold on to it. It's going to bring up a 4th and 16 on the 32. And kind of a long delay on what play they're running here. Looks to be that Idaho Falls is going to punt. Sentry not very deep on this punt.
Not at all.
They're watching for the fake, it looked like, kind of a rollout rugby punt. It's caught and dropped. But Bentley Gunter makes the best of it, hurdles a guy, and, you know, Bentley Gunter and Jake Rawlings are putting on a little bit of a show tonight.
Yeah, essentially got to keep getting the ball in their hands. They one of these times they're going to get a big chunk yard play. 2 incredible returns by Gunter.
Yeah, Bentley Gunter went back and bobbled a little bit. It almost could have been a disaster, but was able to get a good chunk of yards, about 15, 20 yards on that run, return. So first down and 10 on the 45 with the Diamondbacks. Crabtree, shotgun. Caden Scott fakes the handoff. Crabtree's going to go backwards. Kind of some indecision.
Yeah. Couldn't tell if he wanted to scramble or just run out of bounds.
Yeah, he tried to give that, that pump fake, and there wasn't enough fake in the pump.
No.
And the defender did not let off. So luckily, it's just back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10 on the 45. 8:25 left to go in the second quarter. Crabtree in the shotgun. Handoff. For a few yards.
Mason Roberry on the carry.
Mason Roberry. Now Mason Roberry will come in and take some of the spots in the running back as well. Nice run by Mason Roberry for 5 on the gain, and that, Century's been able to get some yards.
Yeah. They we were in an empty backfield here on 3rd down.
Third and 5, 7:36 and ticking in the second quarter. Crabtree faces some pressure, steps up, takes a deep shot, basically throwing it away. And he was looking for Gunter on that.
You gotta think they're gonna go for it on this 4th down here.
Yeah, 4th and 5. And when it was 3rd and 5 like that, I'd almost do one of those reverse delayed handoffs and see if you can't just get that first down.
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
It's kind of gotten you yards, 4 or 5 yards on the night, but Century 4th and 5, 7:26, second quarter. Crabtree in the shotgun. He's got Gunter with him in the back on his left hip. And Crabtree bobbles it, loses it. It's picked up by Bentley Gunter and almost gets to the first down. Gets it pretty much back to the line of scrimmage, and disaster turns out to be almost a first down.
Yeah, every Century got to be pretty frustrated. Almost 3 consecutive drives where they finished at the exact same area of the field.
And as far as I can tell, the snap was fine.
Yeah, it looks like it just happens, brain lapse, and the ball doesn't go into your hands.
But, I mean, I still think if you're Century and it's only down 2 scores with 7:16 left to go in the second quarter, I mean, you've played a pretty good game so far. Idaho Falls will take over, 1st and 10 on the 36. Low snap, bobbled, almost intercepted.
Wow.
Everything happened on that play. The snap was low. Bradley Ellison couldn't get it, picks it up and then throws it quickly and almost straight into the hands. And That might have been of the pick six variety at that point.
Yeah, and you said it in the pregame. If Century can get some pressure on Ellison, he'll make some errant decisions and throw the ball out there. And Century got one of those, got him to throw the ball in no man's land on that last play.
Yeah, Century doing a nice job coming in on the edge. But again, the Idaho Falls offensive line is no easy opponent in itself. 2nd and 10. Handoff faked, catch by Watkins. Watkins is going to break one tackle. He's got some space. Watkins is on the move and finally brought down near the 25-yard line. And I mean, that's just what Idaho Falls has been able to do tonight. Avoid disaster and get huge chunks of yards on plays. And
yeah, I think it looks like the Century sideline wanted the ball to be spotted a little back. They thought he stepped out, it looks like, but we don't have the best angle from this side of the field.
No, yeah, it's hard to see sometimes. And I wondered that because they kind of let up, you know. The defensive players, going after the tackle kind of let up like he'd went out of bounds. But nonetheless, huge chunky yards for Watkins. The tight end, right? Number 3 for Idaho Falls. So 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. Ellison in the shotgun. Austin Anderson at his hip. Ellison's going to throw it to an open receiver for a touchdown. And on that reception was...
Is that number 18?
Yep.
It sure was.
And if it's an 18 or 19, we know it's a Kirkham. And this time it's Traden.
Yeah, they haven't got many touches in this game. Helps Idaho Falls out some big chunk plays early, but Cook brothers both big threats out of the slot.
So that's going to bring the score to 20-0 pending the extra point. And Bradley Ellison, pretty good job so far. 3 touchdown passes for 100 yards just on the touchdown passes.
Guess there's a reason they call him Sunshine.
Yeah. The point after is good, so it's 21-0. 6:26 left to go in the second quarter here at Century High School. Now, there's a question they've been doing trivia questions over the PA announcer tonight, and the question I always ask is, what's the name of the field? The field doesn't really have a name. So, you have like Rafston Stadium in Idaho Falls. You have these different names of fields, like Highland plays at Island Horse. Pocatello Thunder play at Lookout, right? It's a great facility out there that was sponsored by Lookout Credit Union and a great sponsor for Gate City Game Night. But no name here because Logan's, not from East Idaho, and all three high schools used to play in the mini dome.
Oh.
And then things happened and COVID, and now all three play on outside fields. So kind of some changes in the last few years here in Pocatello. Kickoff is down the middle again. And let's see what the Diamondbacks can do. They've been pretty good on returns. And slipping through some tackles and brought down by the kicker.
Wow.
Is Gunter, as I thought Gunter was going to go all the way, but the kicker, wow.
Last line of defense right there.
And I think Gunter was kind of surprised to see him. He was about ready to put it into overdrive.
Tell you what, this Gunter kid, special.
Yeah, Gunter, I think his dad's sitting very close to us, so maybe he heard you. Nice run back. The kick returning by Century has been phenomenal. 1st and 10 on the 30. 6:16 to go in the second quarter. Handoff to Gunter. Finds a way to get some yards. It could have been nothing.
Very physical back.
And, he's not a big guy. He's 5'10", maybe. If he's 5'10", I'm 5'10", Logan. And like 160. He's a senior. I know him from basketball, and he was a really hard-nosed defender, but he was definitely not very tall as far as the other basketball players out there. But you can see why he can get low and run.
Yeah. Non-committed?
5:30 left to go. 2nd and 6 was on my tongue. And that little pitch pass. It's a nice run and a first down.
Well, gets it down to the favorite part of the field for Century today, the
Yeah.
good old 45-yard line.
The 45 is where Century's kind of lived and died tonight, right? And Caden Scott on the run there for the first down. And I mean, I can tell you, Logan, this is the best I've seen Century play all year, and it's got to be super rewarding for that staff. 0-5. It's a tough season, but they're playing really well tonight on homecoming.
Yeah.
1st and 10 on the 45. 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Fake pitch. It's going to go back to Gunter, but that one's going to be eaten up. And great job by the defense. Yeah, Idaho Falls said enough.
Yeah, Idaho Falls sick of taking on some star running backs these last couple weeks.
Yeah, Idaho Falls. I'm just kind of waiting for them to blitz a little more and see what happens. But right now, Idaho Falls defense says you get to the 40, 45-yard line, we're going to go ahead and start sending you back on your way.
It is a drill they did in practice all week.
2nd and 15, so a 5-yard loss. Great job by the Idaho Falls defense. Fakes the handoff, all kinds of Tigers in, and Crabtree's going to be sacked. First in there, I think, is 73 Slade Barrett on the sack there. First one in. 2 or 3 Idaho Falls defenders were there.
If I'm Century here, I'm probably still using 4-down territory here, so I'd look for a little out route here, get a couple yards, maybe get a couple plays out instead of just 1 3rd down.
Yeah, and you have to credit the Idaho Falls defense. It's kind of just turned it up here. 2 big plays for losses by the defense, and brings up a big 3rd and 19 on the other 47, right? We flip the field. Crabtree alone on the shotgun. He's going to look to air it out. He's got a receiver, and that's going to be pass interference as Deshaun Clark goes to cut back. 21 of Idaho Falls. Braxton Packer on the pass interference. So that's one thing Century's been good at getting, is they've been trying to throw the ball out, and they've gotten a lot of pass interferences and get some yardage, but just unable to capitalize on that.
One other unique thing I've realized here at Century, the student section behind the end zone. I feel like I haven't seen that one too much in this state.
Yeah, that was just, they did some renovations here, and they had extra bleachers, and they moved them over there, and it's packed. If we get a shot of it at some point here tonight, you'll see it's kind of a fun, at the end zone place. They're away from everyone else. They have a little party over there.
Yeah, better be fun as a Century player to score in that end zone.
And that play's going to come back. Okay, so the pass interference wasn't quite enough for a first down. So that brought up a 3rd down. That brings it all the way back to the original line of scrimmage, or no, excuse me, almost back to where we started. And so it's 4th and 6 on the 36. So we went from this side of the field on our right-hand side to over here on the left-hand side around the 50 a couple times, and it's going to be 4th and 6 on the 41.
I feel like I'm having deja vu.
And Century's going to go for it. Crabtree in the shotgun. .210 and ticking in the second quarter. And
Century coach, he has called the timeout.
yeah, I don't know if they've indicated. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it is Century. It was a long, we'll take it with them. Gate City Game Night, IdahoSports.com. Idaho Falls leads 21-0 with 2 minutes left in the first half. And on 4th down, the pass is no good.
Crabtree's pass falls incomplete to Jake Rawlings.
Jake Rawlings unable to get it. Nice play drawn up there.
Down for the Tigers.
And Century kind of did they called timeout, but it was like a quick timeout. They ran out there really quickly, and I don't know if they were trying to catch Idaho Falls off a little bit, but it didn't pan out, and Idaho Falls will take over on downs.
Yeah, that was has to be frustrating for the Century offense. Three straight drives and then around the 45-yard line.
Falls will take over on, you guessed it, the 41. First down. Ellison's going to air it out to Kirkham, and he's open, finds the hole, and the defender's all the way down to the 31-yard line.
Number 11, Bradley Ellison's pass.
And that is Traden Kirkham.
Is complete for first down. Number 26,
Some talented brothers.
Carter Ward on the tackle.
Carter Ward of Century on the tackle, and yeah, nice pair of brothers to have, right? One's a senior, Heason's a senior, and Traden's a junior. 1st and 10. They're going to hand the ball off. Nice job running the ball. Tonight is Austin Anderson.
Hey, stepping up big time for the injured Peter Molina. Presumed injured. Oh!
Oh, fumble.
Century recovers.
I did not see that one at all.
So a big turn of events. Austin Anderson fumbles the ball, and the Diamondbacks are going to get the ball back with 1:51 left to go in the second quarter. Now Idaho Falls will get the ball back at halftime as Century took it first, but I couldn't quite see the fumble.
Yeah, I don't think the entire crowd saw the fumble. It was
No one,
pretty quiet.
everyone's still kind of, yeah.
I wish I knew who stripped it there. That was there's a couple defenders wrapped around Austin as they were taking it down.
So nice turn of events here for the Diamondbacks. They're going to take back over 1st and 10 on the 26. Crabtree in the shotgun. Delayed handoff is going to be stuffed. Number 1, Parker Elliott with the tackle for Idaho Falls.
Brick wall out there.
Yeah, Parker Elliott, a 6 foot, 165 senior. Defensive back came in to make that play.
Just gonna let the clock run here. Under 2 in this quarter.
1:23 left to go in the second quarter. After Century, you'd love to get a score, but might not be enough time. Yeah, they're running the clock. Crabtree alone in the background and throws the ball too high to Deshaun Clark. But there is a flag.
Holding on the defense.
Holding on Idaho Falls. And I mean, if you're Idaho Falls, you're up 21-0. You've had some big pass plays for chunks, a couple good runs. I mean, kind of only the negative would be they've had some penalties. Pass interference that got Century down pretty far, and another penalty right there. But besides that, that's the only 2 penalties of the whole game.
Yeah, and last week Idaho Falls played pretty flawless in terms of discipline with penalties.
2nd and 5 on 31. Crabtree in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers closest to us. Crabtree's going to air it out, and nice defense by number 1 again, Parker Elliott of Idaho Falls. So, yeah, there was no chance that ball was coming down. Parker Elliott coming up big on 2 plays here. Brings up a 3rd down for Century. 58 seconds to go, and if you're Century, you don't want to leave Idaho Falls any clock.
Not at all. Idaho Falls, remember, they only have 2 timeouts. They used that defensive timeout earlier this quarter.
And Ellison can chuck it.
Yeah.
Deshaun Clark in motion, a little screen. It's going to be stopped immediately. Looks like maybe the ball came out, but Century's going to get it. maybe a yard on the play, and they'll bring out the punt team.
Screen pass to Gunter. Brings up 4th down. Timeout. Idaho Falls.
So just like Logan said, Idaho Falls takes that quick timeout to preserve 45 seconds. We'll keep it right here. It's Gate City Game Night, IdahoSports.com. The broadcast booth tonight. I'm Sean Kane. I'm joined by Logan Kelso, apparently my new partner in crime.
Yeah, it's been fun. Fun 2 weeks here. I've had a fun couple weeks. First couple weeks out here in the Gate City, as I've learned it's been called. Also the U.S. Smile Capital, I also have seen. Don't know what that one's about.
Yeah, I'm probably not part of that statistic. Yeah, we had a great game last week, the 59th Emotion Bowl. Skyline came away with a win over Idaho Falls. Skyline, in the conference with Idaho Falls, a big conference game, the 59th edition, one of the biggest rivalries in Idaho. Some horn went off, but it's 45 seconds left. Century's going to punt, and Idaho Falls only has one timeout. Carter Ward's punt is up, and he's done a good job punting where Idaho Falls can't get it, and then getting the ball to roll.
It looks like there's a flag. Might be running into the kicker.
Oh. Yeah, I saw the flag pop out of the corner of my eye back by where they were punting from Century. Let's see what that is. And they're bringing the ball back.
Running into the kicker.
So you were right, Logan, running into the kicker.
Look at me.
And I don't think it's not going to give them enough for a first down. Not quite enough for a first down. So have a little discussion here. I think maybe the question is, where was the original line of scrimmage? And then there we go.
Oh, wow.
So it is going to be enough for a first down.
Right in the 40s.
right in the 40s. So new life for the Diamondbacks on offense. 35 seconds, 21-0. Still probably gonna play it safe here.
I don't know. 35 seconds, might see a couple shots. I mean, worst comes to worst, they run the ball on 3rd down and it burns Idaho Falls last time out.
Yeah, so Idaho Falls taking that timeout kind of comes back to get them because it preserved the time for Century to have 35 seconds here in the second quarter on the 46-yard line. Or 44-yard line, excuse me. Crabtree's going to throw it.
Oh.
Hook and ladder play to Gunter, and then Gunter pitches it back to Austin Jenkins.
I haven't seen a hook and ladder done that early in a play, but got some yardage.
A hook and ladder for 5 yards, so it's 2nd and 5 on the 49.
Century call timeout?
Nope. I'm not sure why he must have got out of bounds. It's just right out of my view to tell. 29 seconds left.
More.
29 seconds, 2nd and 5. Crabtree's going to look to throw it. Throws it too low for his intended receiver.
Pass falls incomplete, intended for Jake Rollins.
Jake Rollins was on the other end of that. So just is about as quick as he could be. It's already 3rd down with 29 seconds left to go in first half action. Idaho Falls leads 21-0. Century crowd getting into it.
I was just about to say.
I mean,
see some score.
They're having fun.
Homecoming night, homecoming eve.
3rd and 5, Crabtree in the shotgun. Looking to draw the Idaho Falls team off sides. He's going to roll to his right, and the pass is just off target to Caden Scott.
Crabtree's pass.
I haven't seen much of Crabtree throwing flat-footed. It seems like every single throw he's doing, he's rolling out to the left or the right, throwing a little hitch route. Like to see him throw a flat-footed bomb one of these plays.
Yeah, it looked just a little awkward right there. So only a few seconds come off the clock. 23 of them left in the second quarter, and Carter Ward's for Century is going to punt again. And Idaho Falls still with one timeout in the pocket. And Ellison's arm. The punt's going to go all the way to the, roll out of bounds around the 10-yard line.
Beautiful kick by Ward.
You think Idaho Falls will try to heave one down the field? Or you think they're just going to run the ball out for the second half?
I mean, we'll have to see. I was just going to say Carter Ward of Century is really kind of been the player of the game for this team. He's been able to punt so well. He's really backed up Idaho Falls. The score could be way more, I think, if it wasn't for Ward's punting. But, I don't know if Idaho Falls is going to try anything right here. There's 11 seconds left to go until halftime.
Looks like neo formation.
Yeah, it looks like just going to take a knee. And that's exactly what happens.
Tigers take a knee.
So it's 21, Idaho Falls, Century 0 at half. We'll have a quick break. We'll come back with the halftime show, the Next Steps halftime show. Get you caught up on the game. Check out the Friday Night Flash on IdahoSports.com. See what's going on around in East Idaho. I know there's some big games I wanted to check out in, like Rigby Skyline and Pocatello versus Shelley. So some big 4A games going on around the state. We'll be right back after this. IdahoSports.com.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
An Idaho-based credit union is leading the way in community initiatives and charitable partnerships. Recognizing a need for change, Lookout Credit Union underwent a major transformation to put its employees and their community first. Through 2 strong initiatives, Lookout Credit Union is ensuring a brighter future for its community. To find out more, visit www.lookoutcu.com.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota. Let's go places.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Always entertaining and occasionally controversial, the East Idaho Prepcast covers every inch of District 5 and District 6 activities in Idaho.
Just think about this. The Highland Ram cheerleaders won their 14th 5A title in the past 15 seasons. And then they went on to win the national competition in California.
Hosted by Sean Kane, the East Idaho Prepcast features the biggest stories happening in your area. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click Prepcasts in the menu to get caught up on what you've been missing. Or check out each week's episode on the IdahoSports.com YouTube channel, Facebook page, or wherever you download podcasts.
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Our army of IdahoSports.com action photographers are covering games all over the state. And now we've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu.
Later.
Hello?
I was in an accident.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had my seatbelt on.
We're Valley-wide Country Store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Dear Detour, you asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota Trucks.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Well, is Ermac really the best hospital for pediatric care? I mean, aren't all ERs the same?
Not all ERs are the same. Ermac's ER has been delivering high-level clinical care for over 3 decades. As a Level 2 trauma and burn center, Ermac is well equipped to handle pediatric injury and illness. All Ermac ER nurses have higher-level pediatric certifications, and that's just not common in all ERs. And this expertise and experience is found only at Ermac.
All right, I put this on one check. Is that okay? Draw?
That was fast and secure. It's Mobile Wallet from Lookout Credit Union.
At all our local Teton dealerships, we're committed to our no-problem philosophy.
No problem means we'll find it, not we don't have it.
No problem means the same fair prices that we've always offered on our new vehicles.
Because when you shop with us, it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicles.
At all our local Teton dealerships,
I'm Matt from Salt Lake City. Last year, while climbing in the Tetons, I fell nearly 600 feet. My hip bone was broken and exposed. I could see my quad muscles, and I had lacerated my liver. And I knew right away that blood was filling my abdomen. After a 3-hour rescue operation, I was airlifted to Ermac's Trauma Center. I was rushed into surgery. Then their amazing team worked with me for weeks of rehab. Thanks to their incredible care, I've made a full recovery and I'm back to doing the things I love. And that's why I say, take me to Ermac.
At Valley-wide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valley-wide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome into the Next Steps Idaho halftime show. thinking about what's next for your career or education, Next Steps Idaho can help you bring you closer to life you want to lead. Well, welcome in to the Next Steps halftime show. In the broadcast booth tonight is me, Sean Kane, and I'm joined by Logan Kelsel. And we've got Idaho Falls ahead 21-0 over Century on homecoming night. And we've got it's been a lot of Bradley Ellison.
Yeah, he's been lethal with the ball in his arm. He's been finding all the open receivers throughout the game. And I feel like Idaho Falls, all their touchdowns have been off big chunk plays tonight.
Yeah, the first pass, the first strike was a 60-yard pass to Traden Kirkham. And then later on you had a 20-yard pass to Easton Watkins. And then later on in the second quarter, another pass to Traden for 20 yards this time for a touchdown. So those are 3 passing scores for Idaho Falls. And really, Idaho Falls just able to kind of get big chunk plays and take advantage of it. You know, Century had some good defensive stops, but unfortunately, those big chunk plays led to scores for Idaho Falls. And for Century, you know, they were able to get where, Logan?
The 45-yard line.
Yeah, a lot of good drives, able to get some yardage, but just not really to get past that 40-yard line area. And some nice performances by Jake Rawlings and Benter Guntley on kickoff returns and running. Both those guys really dynamic for the Diamondbacks this evening, but just not able to get any closer in what I would call, you know, like a scoring position for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, it seems like each drive they get a couple first downs, get around the 45-yard line, and all of a sudden they can't seem to move the ball. Seems like Idaho Falls defense adjusts pretty well. They haven't allowed any giant chunk yard plays outside of a couple a punt return and a kick return. Outside of that, Idaho Falls has been pretty refined on defense.
Yeah, and you had a nice job by Parker Elliott on defense for Idaho Falls. Sean Benson. I mean, really any kind of problem Idaho Falls had, they've had to answer. You know, they fumbled late in the second quarter. They answered by getting a good defensive stop and making Century punt the ball again. They've had a couple penalties, but they've been able to find a way to get the ball back, and Idaho Falls has just had kind of all the answers tonight.
Yeah, and also big step up for Austin Anderson, stepping up for Peter Molina, who's not suited up for today, getting some nice carries out of the backfield also for Idaho Falls tonight.
Yeah, Austin Anderson doing the heavy lifting out of the backfield for the Tigers tonight. And besides the fumble, having a really good night. And of course, we've got the Kirkhams, right? We've got Traden and Tyson doing their thing. And then also, and I take that back, that first touchdown wasn't to Traden Kirkham, it was to Tyler Carden. He actually got that 60-yard one. And Tyler earlier in the action, Tyler dropped a pass that brought up a fourth down, and Idaho Falls had to punt, but later on made it up with a 6-yard catch and run for the first score of the game was Tyler Carden. So, yeah, just when you have Bradley Ellison in the backfield, you kind of always got to keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, I mean, last week we said, Ellison, he has a lot of threats for receivers. The Kirkham brothers, you got Easton, and you got Carden. And last week, a couple big drops. That really was a difference in the game for Idaho Falls offense. And today, I believe there's only been one drop by Idaho Falls receivers. And outside of that, it's been a great game, great pitch and catch off that offense.
Yeah, so at halftime, it's 21-0, Idaho Falls ahead. Let's take a look at the Friday Night Flash on IdahoSports.com. Some kind of games around East Idaho in the second quarter. Highland over Blackfoot 42-0. Hillcrest and Madison at half. Hillcrest only leads 7-0. And we talked about this on the East Idaho Prepcast, is that could be an interesting game for Hillcrest. 7-0 at half over Madison. And then the one we kind of were interested in at halftime, Shelley leads the Pocatello Thunder 7-0. A lot of implications in that game for playoffs, I think. A 5A, 4A matchup, Skyline the two defending champions, right? Rigby's the defending 5A champion. Skyline's the defending 4A champion. In the second quarter, Rigby's ahead 28-14. And then another inner-city rivalry, Thunder Ridge of Idaho Falls is ahead 13-0 over Bonneville in the second quarter. So a lot of great games tonight. Just going to check and see what else we had going on in the lower classifications. In Teton, Teton leads Snake River 13-0 in the first quarter. A great game that's happening at Timberlake is Sugar Salem's taking on Timberlake. Sugar Salem going all the way up there. No score from that one yet, but that one's going to be on IdahoSports.com too. Firth and Riley, no score. And at halftime at the 2A level, Aberdeen ahead of Malad. This is kind of a highly anticipated game in the 2A East Idaho level. 20-16, Aberdeen ahead over Malad. And in the second quarter, Westside Pirates 14-6 over Soda Springs.
Soda Springs, huh? You ever been out there?
I've been out to Soda Springs.
Is it beautiful?
You know, it's just south of here. You're only about like an hour and a half away. So anywhere south here, you're getting a lot of mountains, a lot of, you know, different little rivers and lakes and things. It's pretty great. So yeah, Soda, there's an ice cave out there you can go visit. That's kind of cool. Yeah, there's a lot of good things around in this area. And you know, Kendrick was taking on Butte County, and Kendrick in the second quarter 14-0. North Gem versus Mackey, which this is a final. It started at 4 o'clock. North Gem wins 28-22. And that looks to be all the scores. So thanks for watching the Next Steps Idaho halftime show. Thinking about what's next for your career education. Next Steps Idaho can help you bring you closer to the life you want to lead. And that's going to bring us closer to the second half action as the horn blows. And we move on to the third quarter here.
Just dawned on me that Century's team name and color scheme are definitely just got the idea out of Phoenix, Arizona. Also, school and franchise started around the same time.
Oh, okay.
I believe Diamondbacks 1998, and they debuted as teal and purple.
Oh, yeah. They had kind of a weird color.
I liked it. I wish Century would lean in a little more with the teal and purple look.
Hey, I like teal, but finding the right teal color is not as easy as you think. You either get like green or, you know, blue. Teal's hard. And they have all these color splashes to pick from, but, you know, usually don't go wrong with. You can get purple and you can get black.
Yeah, you could do one of the uglier color combinations and do like teal pants, purple jerseys.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, you know, this year I haven't seen any interesting uniform collaborations. You know, Idaho Falls tonight's got that classic white and orange black helmet with that shiny Idaho Falls logo. Kind of maybe looks like a Oklahoma State.
Kind of reminds me of they use the same Tiger logo on some of their logos as like Clemson. It looks like
a little Clemson, maybe Oregon Beavers, kind of if they wore white.
They're in the middle of a huge game right now in Corvallis, up 7-0 in the second over the Utah Utes. I guess we're a local team out here.
And Century's got the kind of all black with some purple accents and the gold around. I do like the gold around the purple.
I do like that look.
They got that and then the white helmets. So
I love the giant thin C. I like that little look. That logo.
Yeah, Century's had a lot of different logos.
Then you look around and see 4 or 5.
Yeah, you know, you kind of have that C that's kind of, you know, kind of reminds me of like a Chicago Bears or something like that. Kind of have the C. They have the C and the D together, which is like a snake. The logo the tennis team uses it says Diamondbacks, and it has the fangs coming out of 2 of the letters. and that came from a roller coaster
Oh, yeah?
graphic. I don't know how I know that, but yeah. So after homecoming royalty and great performances by the Century Band, the Century student section still really into it. We're going to have the second half of play. Century will be kicking off to Idaho Falls.
Century will be kicking off to Idaho Falls.
This will be their first kickoff, right? They haven't scored. Yep. They've had some punts. Carter Ward doing the duties tonight for the Diamondbacks.
He's done a pretty great job punting. Excited to see how the kickoff goes.
Yeah, his punts have really pinned the Tigers back, but unfortunately, Idaho Falls just able to come up with some big plays. They're really able to find those big plays in the passing game. Kind of a little squid on-sider here to the 40-yard line. Takes a huge bounce, and no one goes for it. And 33 of Century, Ethan
That was so close.
Bissell almost has it.
Idaho Falls retains the ball.
Idaho Falls didn't go for it.
Well, hey, for a non-kicker, or at least a non-trained starting kicker, that was a pretty solid job to almost get your team to possession to start the second half.
Yeah, it was took a big bounce off the field, right? This is actually a grass field, the only grass field left in the Pocatello area. Pocatello and Highland both have turf. The turf newly installed at Highland, and Pocatello had Lookout Credit Union last year with the turf. Turf will eventually be in here. Idaho Falls takes over, first down. Nice run by Austin Anderson.
Hand off to Austin Anderson for a gain of 2.
2 yards on the gain there.
Tackle made by Ethan Wilson.
11:42 left to go in the third quarter.
I'm intrigued to see what defensive adjustment Century makes out of half. In the first half, it almost looked like Idaho Falls could throw the ball at their own will. See if Century's defensive backs can step up here.
Yeah, if Century doesn't get that pressure on the quarterback and Ellison has some time, danger zone. Ellison in the shotgun, 2 running backs to his hip. Handoff is given. And it's fumbled again. And this time it's David Moore on the fumble.
That was like his first touch of the game, too. Talked about it last week. No gloves. He runs the ball with no gloves.
Yeah, David Moore's first carry of the game. It was ending up pretty good, but it's stripped. Century's going to take over on the fumble. And we do have a Century player down. So 11-8 remaining in the third quarter, and Century recovers their second fumble of the night.
Yeah, that's pretty frustrating for Idaho Falls. Couple turnovers that haven't yet hurt them, but can't keep leaving the door open here for the Century offense, who have continuously threatened throughout the game, yet to really break through here. But believe it or not, they'll get the ball around the 40-yard line.
I was waiting for it. I was like, you know where it is? Well, as they attend to that player, we'll take a quick timeout with them. IdahoSports.com, Gate City Game Night.
I'm Connor from Idaho Falls. In high school, I started having trouble with my muscles. Playing football, kids half my size were pushing me around. My mom and I spent months traveling the country looking for answers. We finally got one right here at Ermac. I have a rare disease that causes my cells to lose energy. After 2 years of using a wheelchair, the therapists at Ermac taught me how to walk again. Now I can do the things that I enjoy and live the life I want. That's why I say, take me to Ermac.
Welcome back to Gate City Game Night. The Century player gets up limping a little bit, but it looks like he's not too bad. And Century's going to take over here. And this is a little farther than I think normal on the they're on the 37-yard line.
I believe they're actually, this is the closest they've been in the enemy's territory here.
So first down on the 37-yard line. Crabtree in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers out to his right. going to fake the handoff and take a deep shot. And the pass is just off the fingertips.
Crabtree's pass down the side.
I think that was a great pass. I'd see him try that one a couple more times. Flat-footed pass, what I was begging for earlier. And Idaho Falls secondary, their defensive backs, very athletic bunch.
Yeah, they good speed. The defensive back of Idaho Falls was with the Diamondback the whole time and made it very difficult. Not much separation. Second down. 11 left to go. Run near a first down here.
Crabtree shovel pass to number 21, Caden Scott.
Caden Scott, they like that shovel pass.
It's been working for him. Big third down.
So third down on the 36-yard line. 4 yards to pick up to get another first down. Big third down for the Diamondbacks. Would love to get a score after the fumble, which was a great fumble strip. Crabtree in the shotgun. 10:24 left to go in the third quarter. Gonna fake the handoffs. Gonna give the short pass to Caden Scott. He's gonna bounce off and not gonna get there. And Caden Scott doing a nice job not to get blown up in the backfield.
Yeah, I thought there was about zero chance he's gonna get around those couple defenders, and still got a couple yards.
Brings up fourth down for the Diamondbacks.
So fourth down.
Let's give these boys a little bit of help.
And 4, he manages to get, Caden Scott manages to get 1 yard on the play. So 4th and 4, Diamondbacks are gonna go for it. 2 wide receivers at each side. Crabtree in the shotgun. Nice slant is just bobbled and
They picked off.
was it intercepted?
Yeah, number 89 looked like he got in there and made the catch.
89 of Idaho Falls. Yeah, they were signaling, but I never heard the whistle.
Crabtree's pass is intercepted by number 89. First down, Idaho.
Well, you had the receiver right there, just bobbled it and gave a second chance for Idaho Falls defender who picked it off the bobble.
Unfortunately, Idaho Falls doesn't have an 89 listed.
Huh. Maybe my eyes need to be checked then. Or maybe it's a guy recently brought up.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. Nonetheless, nice turn of Idaho Falls. They're going to take over. First down. And the run of Austin Anderson's maybe going to have a loss or back to the original line of scrimmage.
Anderson with the carry brings it back to the line of scrimmage. Tackled by number 50, Braxton Burrows.
Braxton Burrows on the tackle for Century.
Let's go, Century Diamondbacks.
Idaho Falls still get to pass the ball in the second half. 3 straight run plays between 2 drives. Seems like where they get you, though.
Yeah, you know, those second and longs, third and longs, it just, Ellison has aired it out tonight. 2nd and 10 here. Pressure coming, Ellison moves. He does a few finger points, but he's going to be brought down just maybe a couple yards. Ball comes out again, they want to fumble, but I'm pretty sure he was down there, Logan.
Yeah.
Number 11, Bradley
Century was hoping. For Century, has to drill a couple big time strips of the ball where they could have made Idaho Falls pay, and both times leaving zeros on the scoreboard.
3rd and 7. And third down's kind of been where Idaho Falls striked. 3rd and 7 on the 31. 8:02 left to go in the third quarter. Handoff to Anderson. And he's going to get the first down and a little more. Finally brought down around the 47-yard line. So
Austin Anderson with the carry for a gain of 15.
Austin Anderson, a 15-yard run.
Number 5.
That's nice play calling by Idaho Falls, right? I think Century's thinking you're going to get this pass, kind of have a delayed handoff for 15 yards, and that's Idaho Falls has kind of had a good game plan as far as offense.
Yeah, they've looked very comfortable out there. Not really any. Haven't really seen many offsides penalties on either team. Both teams playing a pretty clean game up to this point.
And, you know, for Idaho Falls, it's a luxury they haven't had much this season is playing ahead.
Yeah.
Short little pass out to the flat. It's going to be tackled immediately after a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, they've been more of a second-half team all season, and going into halftime with a 21-0 lead had to feel pretty good for Idaho Falls. I have to imagine the message was from the coach was to keep running the ball down their throats and hope to keep it extending the score on them. Don't want to give up or let up this late in the game. As Idaho Falls has seen some of their opponents let up and allow them to make comebacks the last couple weeks.
Yeah, as described by many coaches, Idaho Falls is scrappy, and you can't ever put them away. Fakes a handoff, pass for first down.
Ellison's pass to Kirkham is good for a Tiger first down.
Kirkham, 19.
Yeah.
Taysom Kirkham. And that's what you know, if you're Idaho Falls, like you said, they've got the weapons, right? You know, it's just, you have 2 Kirkhams, Carden, you know, now this kind of new Austin Anderson emerging as a running weapon. They don't have any lack of weapons.
Yeah, they have the guys that can compete in the any game.
Fakes the handoff.
Ellison's pass to Watkins.
To Watkins again, and that play has been super effective. Is that quick delay? They fake the handoff, and Watkins goes down the middle of the field, and they just kind of jump it in right there.
Yeah, Watkins has been a big. Him and Anderson both stepped up this week after last week not getting a ton of touches. I believe Anderson none at all. Both have came and stepped up this week.
Another first down for Idaho Falls. 1st and 10 on the 24. 6:18 to go in the third quarter. Bradley Ellison rolls on the pressure. He's going to take it himself. He's going to fake out one player and another all the way for a touchdown. And Bradley Ellison.
With the
put on a show tonight, Sean.
Yeah. For about a 35-yard touchdown run. So if you're in Idaho Falls offense, all the points have come from Bradley Ellison. 3 touchdown passes and now a TD run. And some nice moves on that run. Faked out a couple Century defenders to bring your score to 27-0. And there's going to be a flag on the extra point.
We have a flag on the play. Encroachment on the defense.
Yeah, it looked like Century got in there pretty quick and ended up being offsides on them.
Kind of a Belichick play of some sort. Get in there early. So they'll move the ball up a little bit here. Retry the extra point. 6:04 left to go in the third quarter. That kick went in.
Yeah, it did. I wasn't sure.
Wow. It just kind of breezed across the top of the upright. So I'll bring our score to 28-0. Idaho Falls ahead of Century. I've never seen a kick quite do that before, where it didn't bounce up off hitting the bottom bar.
Yeah, that was an odd play, odd kick. Still counts as much as any other kick, though.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. The point goes on the board, and Idaho Falls' lead extends to 28. And just kind of I can do a quick game reset. Bradley Ellison is good.
Yeah. Yeah, he's showing out tonight.
That was a nice run. I was kind of surprised last week that he didn't run the ball more. Some more kind of designed quarterback runs, because, Skyline knew they were going to throw the ball, but he definitely has shown it tonight that he's able to scramble and get him some big yards.
Yeah, he's been directing the offense, directing receivers where to go when they're down the field. He's been locked in tonight.
He's the general of this Tigers team. Idaho Falls the kickoff, which has been kind of dangerous. Century returns it.
Gunter on the return.
Gunter this time is going to be brought about to the 25-yard line. But again, Bentley Gunter of Century's been having a great return game.
Ball on the 26.
It's odd to say it for a team that has 0 points in the game, but this is some of the worst field position Century's had all game to start with the ball in their hands.
Yeah, they've been able to get kick returns, punt returns back around the 40-yard line and just been stalled there. But the first drive of the night started all the way back on the 20. It was a touchback, and they were able to get to the 45. Crabtree's going to hand off. Maybe a yard back to the line of scrimmage.
Number 32, Spencer Payne on the carry.
Spencer Payne in on the carry now. Another basketball player.
Gain of 4 brings up second down.
Spencer Payne is kind of like a Dennis Rodman type kind of player for basketball.
Just rebounds and physicality.
He's just really good defense. He's just hustle. Like, I just think of it as a super hustle all over. Crabtree in the shotgun. Handoff. Up the middle. Nice run.
Right to their favorite part of the field.
First down.
Spencer Payne again with the carry.
So nice running here by Spencer Payne. And that's one thing Century's done kind of this year is they've kind of went to running back on, I wouldn't say committee, but they've tried to get different people in there, some different looks and some opportunities. And then when you're young and, just kind of a new kind of program, that's what you got to do. You got to give people opportunity and a chance to play. Again, another run to Payne, and he's going to be tackled. Nice tackle by 24 of Idaho Falls, Dallin Case.
Number 32, Spencer Payne with the carry.
Tell you what, I like Payne's running technique. He's running with a lot of power. Looks like one of these plays might have a breakout run here.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to be blown up in the backfield there and was able to power through just a little bit. So 2nd and 9, 1 yard on the carry on the 41. And if you're a Century fan, you've had good seats right here around the 40-yard line, 50-yard line where we are. They've had a lot of offense here. Crabtree is going to throw it, push down in the backfield. That's going to be 21 of Idaho Falls. Braxton Packer is going to be called for pass interference. And it was kind of one of those, the Century receiver kind of stumbled up a little bit and made him kind of piggyback up on him.
Yeah, sold it pretty well.
Pass interference against the Tigers.
So that will be a first down for Century. They're going to cross the 50-yard line to go over to another 40-yard line.
It's another first down.
Again, I have to give a shout out to the Century student section. No one is left. It's like 2 or 3 bleachers pushed together in the end zone, and they've done a nice job. Crabtree's going to roll to his right and then pull up and throw it, but it's picked off. And the person with the pass interference comes up with the interception.
Intercepted by number 21, Braxton Packer.
Braxton Packer, he commits the pass interference and then intercepts it. So I thought Crabtree was going to run that one, but unable to.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating for Century. It feels like they just stuck at that part of the field all game.
I don't like, I feel like they should just keep kind of going with the run.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Or intermittent or a screen or just something out to the flat. Maybe get someone in motion and still working at those 4 to 5 yard chunks. And it's kind of been like run, and then try to air one out. But I think I'm with you. I think Crabtree more in a normal kind of quarterback set, not on the roll. Handoff. We got a flag on the play and hard-nosed running.
Number 23 with the carry, but we have a flag on the play.
And that's 22 on the carry this time.
Holding against the Tigers.
DJ Nelder of Idaho Falls.
Brutal holding call on the Tigers. They'll bring the ball back. Gives Ellison more of the field to work with, I guess.
Well, holding a few penalties for Idaho Falls tonight. You know, the pass interference. Luckily, nice job, gets an interception, but just a few penalties.
Let's go Diamondbacks.
Bradley, Sunshine, Ellison in the shotgun. Quick pass to number 7. He's going to be down on his knee. I like him trying to get up. And that's Taylor Carden, who's been kind of quiet since that 60-yard bomb earlier in the first quarter. But I kind of like it. You went down on your knee, but hey, maybe no one saw.
Yeah. Yeah, he if he got up, there's some daylight for him on the field. Green grass.
28-0, 3:20 to go in the third quarter. Idaho Falls ahead, and it's kind of been everything we kind of thought it would be. You know, big passing plays from Idaho Falls, and Century kind of stepping up a little bit better on offense, just unable to score. And got to give credit to the Idaho Falls defense. And Ellison's going to heave it, and no one's there. As the scoreboard went out for a second. I think it threw me off track, and I think it threw off Ellison too, right? There was kind of like a delay before he passed it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little fuse break right there.
Because Idaho Central Credit Union, you know, donated this huge board here at Century, and it's really nice. But when it goes off, it's definitely a lack of light in that side of the field.
Yeah.
Very noticeable. Ellison's going to look to pass. He's going to go deep, and he has a man, but just overthrown.
Ellison's pass falls incomplete, brings up 4th down and 20.
So nice job by the Century defense to bring up 4th and 20. And Idaho Falls is forced to punt here.
Yes, I mean, Century's had some big stops. The offense just yet to really capitalize on any of them.
Yeah, Century's offense, you know, I'd have to go back and look at the stats, but I have a feeling like this might be the most offensive yards they've had in a game, but maybe the least amount of points because they've scored in a few of their games, but unable to get on the board yet. But still time here, 2:43, third quarter. Idaho Falls to punt, and we know the punting duo of Gunter and Rawlings has been dangerous. Punter's going to roll, and I don't know if he was thinking about picking up and throwing it. And Gunter's going to get it. He's going to make a nice reverse of field.
Another solid return right there for Gunter.
Yeah, Bentley Gunter and
He's brought down at the 37. 1st and 10 for the Diamondbacks.
has been the returner of the game for sure, either team. And I think for the Diamondbacks here, you've got to get Crabtree some easier kind of looks where he doesn't have to roll out 10, 15 yards to make that pass.
Yeah, he's been looking a little uncomfortable on the run passing tonight.
I think you got to give him something quick, maybe down the middle, some quick slants where he can just kind of step up in the pocket. But after that punt, 1st and 10 on the 36 for the Diamondbacks, 2:28 to go in the third quarter. It's going to be a run. Nice hole in the middle there.
Some power running.
Spencer Payne with the carry.
Spencer
Behind
Payne.
that awesome blocking be the offensive line.
Spencer Payne coming in here in the second half and doing some good running duties for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, he stepped up big time this half.
He's more of that thunder type running back, right? He's going to go hard up the middle. Those feet don't stop turning. 1:58, third quarter, 28-0. Idaho Falls ahead of Century. Crabtree in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, has an open receiver just a little behind Gunter. And so that's the play I wanted. But I want that ball in front of Gunter and giving him a chance to run, because I don't know, if he gets the ball right there, there wasn't a lot of coverage behind him.
Yeah, Gunter's shown he's an explosive player with the ball in his hands, and yeah, give him the ball anywhere, especially with that much space. You like to think that ball's going very deep down the field, and also I made a comment yet on this drive, but the ball looks like it's on the 45-yard line.
Logan's always insightful on the positioning of the ball tonight, and man, we love it. 3rd and 2 on the 46. 1:42 and counting in the third quarter. It's going to be a direct snap to Gunter Bentley on the direct snap, and I don't know if he's going to get it.
Direct snap to Gunter.
It's going to be short. Oh, no, they got it. Maybe it's my angle, but it looks short. It looks short.
Yeah, from my angle as well, it looked a little short, but.
So first down, nice direct snap to Bentley Gunter. And if I'm the Diamondbacks, I'm trying to get it in those playmakers' hands. And closest to us, the receiver Austin Jenkins is dangerous as well. 1st and 10 from the 47, Logan's favorite spot on the field. Handoff up the middle for a couple of yards.
Spencer Payne up the middle for some tough yards.
And Spencer Payne is,
for a 3-yard gain, brings up 2nd down.
you know, you've got to like what Spencer Payne's doing here.
Yeah, he's stepped up this quarter. Got some solid rushes, some hard-nosed rushes too. He's not getting anything easy. Idaho Falls defensive line, making everything pretty tough on him.
Yeah, and you can see, right, Idaho Falls front line is far larger than Century's. So Century's offensive line's done a good job tonight. Handoff. Again. Turning. Going. Spencer Payne's going to take it to the house for a touchdown.
Well, I said earlier, get paid enough touches. One of these times going to be an explosive run, and on that one right there,
Spencer
bounce
Payne,
opening.
40-yard run for the Diamondbacks, and they're going to get on the board here on homecoming. I'm wishing it was on the end where their student section is. You know.
Yeah, they're going pretty wild. Folks paying over 15, saying are they going for it on this?
Let's see what they do. They're going to go for 2. The Diamondbacks are 4 wide receivers. Crabtree in the shotgun. And it's going to be caught.
Look at that.
And the 2-point conversion pass from Crabtree to Gunter is good.
Gunter with the 2-point conversion. That was 2 players just standing right there, and Crabtree just threw it in. Nice job. Nice throw by Crabtree. Diamondbacks get on the board, 8-28. Idaho Falls still leading, but what a run by Spencer Payne.
Yeah, stepped up big in this third quarter. And yeah, huge opening right there, and he just did not let a single defender catch up with him. He was in for 6.
Looked like he was going to get tackled, around the 40-yard line of the other side of the field, right, and breaks through. So nice job there.
Wonder if Century will do something similar to the last kickoff. Try to just squib it down there, see if they can get a defender down there in time. Almost worked out for him last time.
Yeah, it was super close.
Especially, you don't know how many more times you're going to get the ball with Idaho Falls playmakers.
Yeah, so only 5 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Idaho Falls ahead 28-8. If you had that on your bingo card, you can now put it down. Having a little trouble getting the ball there. Might be another, like you said, not quite an onside, but a little dipper. The Idaho Falls men are moving up to fill in the hole there. And just like that, it bobbles. And Idaho Falls, I can't quite tell.
I think they have it.
And Century gets it.
They do.
Century gets it back. Onside kick, well, not onside. It was a little squid around the 35-yard line, and it almost worked last time. Second time's a charm, and the Diamondbacks are going to take back over.
Well, look at this. Getting some momentum here. 1 second left here in the third, and hey, Century's going to be able to drive it down their own student section in about 1 second.
Yeah, one play here probably, and it's going to end the third quarter of action. Century covers the kick. Deshaun Clark in motion. Crabtree's going to hand it off. The horn's going to go off even though the play's not over. And I was going to say, if I'm going to give the ball to anyone right now, it's going to be Spencer Payne. And so the end of the third quarter, it's 28-8. Idaho Falls ahead. Gate City Game Night, IdahoSports.com. We'll take the break with them for the fourth quarter, and when we come back.
I'm Matt from Salt Lake City. Last year, while climbing in the Tetons, I fell nearly 600 feet. My hip bone was broken and exposed. I could see my quad muscles, and I had lacerated my liver. And I knew right away that blood was filling my abdomen. After a 3-hour rescue operation, I was airlifted to Ermax Trauma Center. I was rushed into surgery. Then their amazing team worked with me for weeks of rehab. Thanks to their incredible care, I've made a full recovery and I'm back to doing the things I love. And that's why I say, take me to Ermax.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
Welcome back to Gate City Game Night. In the broadcast booth, it's me, Sean Kane. I'm joined by Logan Kelso. The Diamondbacks have a successful kick, almost an onside kick. They got one play off before the end of the quarter. It's 2nd and 4. We're going to have a flag.
Take this time to pan to the student section.
Encroachment defense.
Yeah, we've got the student section there.
They've been pretty loud all night. Like you said earlier, no one's left. Stood up the entire time.
No one's left.
Hoping for some homecoming magic here in the Gate City.
So that penalty is going to bring up a first down for the Diamondbacks.
Can sense we're starting to play with some momentum now.
1st and 10 on the 26, way past Logan's favorite part of the field. Crabtree's going to roll. The pass is going to be too short. It's going to bring up a 2nd down.
Those just haven't seemed to be working out too well for the Century offense today.
Crabtree's pass intended for
Those little rollout passes.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. Yeah, he just doesn't look fluid in that movement.
Yeah.
Not that I would know because I'm not 6'7", but 11:45, fourth quarter. 2nd and 10 on the 26 after the incomplete pass. Crabtree in the shotgun. He's going to hand off. Met immediately is number 70 of Idaho Falls, Landon Hatch. Landon Hatch had some big plays last week as well. Landon Hatch is a 6'3", 235-pound junior. Don't want to see that their family's food bill. 3rd and 10 on the 26, 11:05 in the fourth quarter. Crabtree's rolling. He's going to heave it, and it's going to be short. Almost coming back for it.
Crabtree's pass for Deshaun Clark.
For Deshaun Clark.
Brings up 4th down
4th down, you got to think they're going to go for it, right, Logan?
Got to go for it here, especially with Idaho Falls playmakers who could run the ball and keep it for a pretty long time. Pretty make or break play on this earlier in the 4th.
4th and 10, 26-yard line. Crabtree in the shotgun. 2 receivers closest to us. He's going to throw the ball, and it's going to be tipped. Nice play by number 5 of Idaho Falls.
Crabtree's pass intended for Gutcher is broken up.
Matt Zeal. So it's going to be a turnover on downs.
I would like to see Century use a couple of those pass plays rather than a couple rollout passes they tried to do. It seems like he's a little more comfortable, a little more accurate when he's throwing flat-footed instead of on the rollout run.
Yeah, that looked way more fluid for that whole offense right there. Just great defensive play by Idaho Falls to get the hand in, block the pass. So Idaho Falls is going to take over on downs. 10:48 to go. 1st and 10 on the 26. Quick out pass. Got some blockers. Moving. And that's, of course, to a Kirkham, the 18 variety, Traden for a first down. Pass is incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers. 10:19 to go in the game. Ellison still back in quarterback. The 28-8 lead. Delayed handoff to Moore and almost sacked. Ellison's just going to take it safely out of bounds, and he's going to be hit late. And lucky not to get a flag there.
Yeah. I mean, Ellison didn't even try to sell it. Yeah, stood up the whole time.
He stopped. Ellison 4 on that scramble.
Let's make some noise. Diamondback.
Yeah, number 41 of Idaho Falls is back in, David Moore.
He had a couple big runs last week in the motions bowl.
Yeah, he had the 60-yarder that led to him running it in for a touchdown. Ellison in the shotgun is going to give it to David Moore, and he's going to push and shove his way to close to a first down, if not. And let's see, it's going to be a little, nope, it's going to be a first down. When the field judge puts it down, So first down, Idaho Falls. Nice to see David Moore back out there getting some runs.
Yeah.
First down and 10 on the 40. Little screen pass. He's got room. He's going to take it all the way for a touchdown. Taylor Carden with the touchdown. And Idaho Falls can do it with the short pass as well.
Yeah, well, who else but Ellison also getting involved on another scoring play for Idaho Falls.
So another 40-yard TD pass. And I thought I saw a flag fly is why I was a little gingery on the call there, but great little screenplay, great blockers out in front for Tyler Carden, and Idaho Falls is going to go up here. High snap, able to handle it, put it right through the uprights, make it 35-8. Idaho Falls ahead, and it's kind of been the same thing all night, right? Century's kind of, their defense is stopping them, and it's stopping Idaho Falls, and the momentum was shifting a little bit, and then Idaho Falls, another big Bradley Ellison pass for a touchdown.
Yeah, Idaho Falls, big play offense tonight. Like you said, once again, I feel like they haven't had any very close touchdown plays. Each one coming from 30-plus yards.
Yeah, I think the 20-yard variety was is as low as it went. So it's kind of been the opposite, right? Idaho Falls gets, over to the 40 side of the field, and they've been able to score. And for Century, it's been the exact opposite, right? They get over to the 40 side of the yard line and are just unable to get any points on the field.
Yeah, it's been a tough day on offense for Century. But like you said, it's been one of their, if not their best offensive performance so far this season, even if the points on the scoreboard don't indicate that.
Yeah, I think statistically and just for this young team of the Diamondbacks, they're not gonna have anything to hang their heads on because they've done really well. You just have to credit the Idaho Falls defense locking in when they get to a certain point. Idaho Falls the kickoff. They're trying to do the same kickoff strategy as Century. And also, I don't think they want to kick to Rawlings or Gunter at this point.
They've been making them pay each time they got the ball in their hands on a return.
Diamondback first down on the 23-yard line.
So Diamondbacks with 8:38 in the fourth quarter will take over on the 22-yard line. First down. 35-8. Idaho Falls ahead, and if you're Century, I think you just want to keep it positive and get more positive things going on for your offense. Crabtree in the shotgun. Man in motion. He's going to do that shuffle pass to the middle. Up for the run.
Inside handoff to Caden Scott as he rumbles down to the
Caden Scott.
33-yard line for a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and 1 for the Diamondbacks.
9-yard gain for Caden Scott. So Century's got some good running backs. Caden Scott's done a good job. Gunter can get in there, and then you also have Spencer Payne. So, a lot of different variety there.
Yeah, they've mixed it up with the run game, and it's been working for the most part.
2nd and 1, handoff. It's going to get the first down.
Number 38, Evan Johnson on the carry. And that's a Diamondback first down.
Evan Johnson on that. First down for the Diamondbacks. Creeping close into Logan's favorite area.
Yeah, they do love this area. Almost play a game out of how many times I've said 40-yard line tonight.
1st and 10 on the 37. They're not quite there yet. Crabtree in the shotgun. He's going to roll to his right, and he has an open receiver, and it's Bentley Gunter.
Well, the rollout run, the rollout pass there worked.
And another.
Beautiful.
Diamondback.
Yeah, Crabtree just looks a little gingerly, like, I don't know if he's, kind of nursing something down low or not, but just a little gingerly. And he's a big man moving out there, but nice pass. Benter Guntley, great reception. Created some space. First down Diamondbacks, 1st and 10 on the 43 of the other side. Into Idaho Falls territory again. fakes the handoff, and that's going to be almost intercepted.
Scary pass right there.
In on the defense for the Tigers. Caused a lot of pressure, and Crabtree had to get rid of it, and almost an interception. Luckily, the ball was short.
Yeah, don't like this ball seeing thrown in the middle of the field like that, especially with 3 defenders, but he got away with one there.
2nd and 10 on the 43. 6:51 left to go in the 4th quarter. Crabtree's going to look to pass. He's going to air it out and nearly intercepted. In and out of the hands of the Idaho Falls defender.
Brings up 3rd down and 10 for the Diamondbacks.
The Idaho Falls player asking why didn't you catch that? And on the defense there was Parker Elliott of Idaho Falls, and his linemen are kind of like, hey, we're doing our job. 3rd down and 10. Crabtree in the shotgun. He's going to look to his right and just blanketed defense by Matt Zeal.
Pass intended for Gunter falls incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
And 4th down, that's going to bring up 4th down for the Diamondbacks. Kind of, was hoping that the Diamondbacks would go for a little more runs here. It was really working in that 3rd quarter.
I was working on this drive as well until they got to this side of the field. Now 3 straight pass plays for 0 yards.
4th and 10, 6:38, 4th quarter. Gate City Game Night, IdahoSports.com. Crabtree is going to air it out. High caught. Nice catch by Ashton Jenkins.
I like to see them get him involved in the offense this late in the game. Jenkins throwing with the ball in his hand.
Yeah, I talked about him in the pregame. It's been pretty much quiet all night, and you got to credit the Idaho Falls defense, but way to get up and get that catch. Jenkins, 6'4", 195 senior, so he's got that height. I thought the pass was too high, but nice job by Jenkins to go up and get it. 1st and 10 from the 25, Diamondbacks. Crabtree's going to look to pass again. He's going to air it out and coming back trying to make the play on the ball.
In and out of his hands.
In and out of the hands.
Crabtree's pass to Gunter falls
Gunter
incomplete.
can't quite bring it down.
Brings up 2nd down for the Diamondbacks.
I mean, really the only pass Gunter hasn't been able to bring down tonight.
Yeah, he's been very good tonight, especially in multiple different areas of the game, special teams and offense.
2nd and 10 on the 25. Crabtree in the shotgun. Spencer Payne on his left hip. Deshaun Clark in motion. They're going to go to Payne up the middle, and Payne is a hard-nosed runner.
Sure is.
Is that the term?
I believe so.
Downfield running.
He just refuses to go down. Takes a couple defenders every time.
Yeah, nice job by Wintonbone of Idaho Falls on the tackle there, 66. 3rd and 6 on the 21, 5:50 left to go in this game. Crabtree in the shotgun. 3 receivers now, 1 in motion, that's Gunter. They're going to do the pitch to him, and it's blown up.
That was a dangerous pitch right there.
Yeah, Idaho Falls read it all day. Well, looked like David Moore was the first one there, 41 of Idaho Falls. The 5'11", 185 senior.
He's used more as a Swiss Army knife with Idaho Falls. Starts on defense about every single It's about every single snap. And on offense, been a pretty solid, reliable running back option for him.
The Leatherman tool of the Idaho Falls team. 4th and 10, big 4th down for Century. The pass is going to be nearly picked off but dropped.
Looks like there's a flag. Could we see Century get bailed out again here?
I think it's going to be an offensive pass interference, if anything. But we'll see.
Falls defenders didn't look too happy.
We have holding on the defense.
Okay, holding.
Wow.
I thought it was going to be either, pass interference or offensive pass interference.
Still 4th down.
I was right with you on there.
But it's defensive holding.
Keeps the drive alive. Let's go, Diamondbacks.
Looks like it'll still be 4th down.
Still 4th down, 4th and 5.
Big play here.
Yeah, I think 4th and 5 is way more manageable for the Century offense than 4th and 10 right now. Crabtree in the shotgun. 4:49 left to go in the game. Crabtree's going to look deep. Comes back to the ball. Is Gunter for a Century touchdown. Or Austin Jenkins, excuse me. Austin Jenkins with the touchdown.
Well, hey, it's not over yet. We just said it. We got Jenkins involved this drive. Really, first drive, he's gotten multiple targets and gets in for 6.
And remember, Century went for 2 on their first score, so they're at 14. And it looks like they're going to go for 2 again. And why not? It's 35-14 pending this 2-point conversion. And it's caught and in.
2-point conversion is good. Crabtree to Scott.
Caden Scott with the 2-point conversion. And some hard-nosed running there after the catch to get the 2-point conversion. It's going to bring our score to 35-16.
Yeah, this will be the most. This will now be the most points that Century's put up in a game this season. Offense starting to look like they starting to find an identity.
Yeah, their highest point total was 10 points against Minico. Minico won 56-10, and right now it's 35-16, 4:46 left to go in the game, and a penalty keeps that drive alive. And we talked about earlier that penalties really only the kind of negative thing you could say about Idaho Falls at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Idaho Falls, they played a pretty great game today and just has a couple of those tough turnovers they've had. And now, again, it's a couple penalties that really hurt them in this game. Outside of that, they've played a terrific game. Century's played a great run game today and a couple big passes by Crabtree in that drive.
Yeah, I mean, just really the only thing Century hasn't been able to answer is Bradley Ellison. He's accounted for all the touchdowns, either threw them and ran for 1. Little squid kick up the middle. It's going to take a big bounce, but picked up nicely by Idaho Falls. Nice pick off that bounce. And that's what you don't really see on the turf field. You don't see those big bounces.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say I do like the natural grass field. Like you said earlier, you don't really see too many natural grass fields left, especially in this area. And yeah, I almost prefer the non-giant bounces you'll see sometimes on turf.
Yeah, the turf field just kind of hit like it's hitting cement, right?
Yeah.
If you kick a ball on cement, and then on actual grass, there's different holes and divots. Ellison's going to fake the handoff, roll to his left, avoid a sack, and he's going to get his receiver just a little behind. Unable to bring it down is the tight end, Watkins.
Interesting that Idaho Falls still throwing the ball this late in the game with this lead, but maybe they're working on some plays, some total offense, work on some things for a big game next week.
Yeah, I keep checking to make sure if Ellison is still in there. And he is.
Yeah. They have the freshman backup quarterback. Well, at least the only other quarterback listed on their roster.
2nd and 10 on the 35. Ellison, lots of time. He's going to take it and run it up himself. Nice move.
Wow.
To get the first down. Looked to be tackled short of the first down. Makes a nice cutback move. All the way past the 50 for the first down.
Yeah, like I said earlier, last week we wanted to see Ellison run the ball a little more, and tonight he's shown just a couple little scrambles that he's pretty good runner with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, nice run. 1st and 10 on the 49. 4 minutes left to go in the game. Ellison's going to air it out to Kirkham and intercepted by Century.
Interception by number 12.
Wow.
Kobe Valentine with the big-time interception, and
Idaho Falls refusing to close the door of this game.
I mean, there's 3:55 left to go, and the Diamondbacks are going to take over on the interception. Idaho Falls leads 35-16. Idaho Falls not willing to take their pedal off the gas either, right? Not running the ball, still trying to air it out. It's going to give the Diamondbacks another possession. And, I mean, if you're Idaho Falls, you know, why not, like you said, keep kind of working on some plays maybe and not too worried. There's still pretty good lead here. Crabtree in the shotgun. He's going to go throw down the middle and in and out of the hands of David Moore.
Crabtree's pass to Scott is broken up.
David Moore had a big interception last week in Skyline.
Yep. You know, Idaho Falls has had three interceptions in and out of the hands. And now we have a flag. On Idaho Falls.
I don't know what that hand motion means, if I'm being honest with you, Sean.
We have a sideline warning.
It's the sideline warning. I knew it. I did. I thought it was going to be a personal foul. I felt like maybe one of the Idaho Falls players had a few choice words, but it's a sideline warning. So first down for the Diamondbacks. And maybe Idaho Falls feeling a little sense of frustration. But nonetheless, they're still up 35-16. 3:50 left to go in the ball game. Low snap, but it's picked up, but it's going to be blown up by number 89 of Idaho Falls, which I don't have. You said it earlier. Yeah, 89 of Idaho Falls. Unfortunately, we don't have him on the roster. He's made a couple nice tackles.
Yeah.
That's going to be a loss of 1. Crabtree's going to throw it. Looking for Jenkins. Flag comes out again. It's going to be, looks like pass interference. Idaho Falls can't believe it. 3:03 left to go. Idaho Falls leads 35-16 over Century.
Yeah, this is. If you're Idaho Falls coach, you got to be a little frustrated on how many penalties there have been allowing tonight. Some things I'll have to tidy up before next week.
Yeah, it's really kind of coming back to bite them right now. I mean, I think the score is still, the lead is probably enough to finish us out this game, but going into your next week, that's not how you want to end a game. Coming free is David Moore. The pass is off. Another hard-nosed running by Payne.
Has the fans pretty excited out down here.
Spencer.
And another flag.
Screen pass number 32, Spencer Payne.
Spencer Payne has been amazing to watch tonight. Should have been tackled 3 or 4 times. That was great. But another penalty.
We have an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Tigers.
Unsportsmanlike penalty against the Tigers. So that's going to be another big chunk of 15 yards for the Diamondbacks. They're going to bypass Logan's favorite part of the field.
Idaho Falls coach, they call it timeout. He's out in the middle of the field. He looks pretty angry at his players here.
Yeah, it's kind of not going well here.
Penalties snowballing here in the last couple of minutes.
Timeout, Idaho Falls.
Timeout, Idaho Falls. Idaho Falls leads 35-16. We'll take out the take the timeout with them on a Gate City game night.
I'm Matt from Salt Lake City. Last year, while climbing in the Tetons, I fell nearly 600 feet. My hip bone was broken and exposed. I could see my quad muscles, and I had lacerated my liver. And I knew right away that blood was filling my abdomen. After a 3-hour rescue operation, I was airlifted to Ermax Trauma Center. I was rushed into surgery. Then their amazing team worked with me for weeks of rehab. Thanks to their incredible care, I've made a full recovery and I'm back to doing the things I love. And that's why I say, take me to Ermac.
Welcome back to Gate City game night. Idaho Falls ahead 35-16 with 2:50 left to go in the game, and 2 big penalties bringing the Diamondbacks all the way to the other side of the field. Idaho Falls then takes a timeout to kind of settle them down. Probably a good move on the coaching staff sides there, Marty Duffin.
If you're Century, especially the coaching staff, you'd love to score here, especially with 2 minutes left here in the fourth. Not only score more points this game, the rest of the season combined. But I'd honestly say here in the second half, I think Century is starting to find a little bit of an identity here on offense.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it's going to build, regardless of score, it's really going to build the program to the next game and into the next year. Crabtree's going to just throw it up, and it's going to be almost picked off, and I believe we've got another flag on the play.
Let's hold on. We have a penalty flag on the field.
Went from, I mean, quite honestly, went from a game with maybe the fewest penalties I've seen all year to now like the most.
Yeah, this is starting to get pretty wild.
With 2:44 left to go in the fourth quarter. Let's see what they got here.
Typically, I'm the guy to say, let the kids play, but all these penalties have been pretty obvious ones here. Oh, this time will be on Century, though.
Illegal shift on the Diamondbacks.
So an illegal shift is going to bring them back. That takes a big chunk of yards from the Diamondbacks.
1st and 15.
It's going to bring up a 1st and 15.
36-yard line.
So 1st and 15. Crabtree in the shotgun, empty backfield. He's going to air it out again, and it's just short. Too much air, right? Just a little too much air. I mean, Gunter or Jake Rawlings, they really can run.
Yeah. I'd like to see him get another one of those slants like they were doing a little earlier. Get the ball in their hands, give them a little field to work with instead of just throwing 50-50 balls down the field. Even though a couple of them 50-50 have been pretty close to being Century touchdowns, Century first downs, I should say.
And then in the fourth quarter in Shelley, Idaho, Shelley and Pocatello are tied 7-7. So defensive battle up at the potato cellar. Handoff to Payne. That's going to be stopped short.
Spencer Breen brought down for a loss of 1. Brings up 3rd down for the Diamondbacks.
Actually, a loss of 1 on that, so 3rd and 16. And
we'll get a timeout.
Timeout. It's going to be the longest 2 minutes and 22 seconds. If you paid, the price of the ticket, you're getting your money's worth. Idaho Falls ahead 35-16. We'll take the timeout with them. Gate City Game Night, IdahoSports.com.
I love Lookout's campus branch. The vibe and the service. But with digital banking, it all comes to me. My customizable dashboard provides all my information. Accounts, cards.
Anything else?
I'm good. Bill pay, even my credit score. Gotta go. I mean, you gotta go download this app and upload convenience today.
Well, welcome back to Gate City Game Night, IdahoSports.com. 2:22 left to go in this game. Century down 16-35 as Idaho Falls is ahead. Century is driving. Kind of a weird turn of events. We've had 4 or 5 penalties just here in the last, 20 seconds?
Yeah, it's about to replay at this point.
Anyways, it's 3rd and 16 on the 36 for Century. Crabtree's going to throw it just too far out of the hands of Gunter.
Pass intended for Jenkins falls incomplete.
Or Jenkins, excuse me.
Down for the Diamondbacks.
And all I'm thinking is, where were the passes to Jenkins in the first half?
Right? Seems like could target him a couple more times. And also, to say, to be fair, Century's passing game really wasn't working too well in the first half. Definitely breaking out more here in the second.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. So 4th down, 2:19 left to go. Century's going to go for it. Crabtree in the shotgun. Austin Jenkins, the receiver closest to us. Crabtree's going to fake one side and go to Jenkins, but not close on that one. Overthrew him, and Century's going to turn it over on downs.
Crabtree's pass for Jenkins falls incomplete. Turnover on downs. First down.
So they ended up getting kind of stuck in that area again.
Yeah.
Not quite there on the 36, 4 yards away from the 40, but still relatively the same area, just as where the drives have died tonight for the Diamondbacks. And Idaho Falls defense able to come up and stop them and get the ball back. So it'll be 1st and 10 on the 36 for the Tigers.
All the starters still out there. Looks like they'll ride the rest of this game out.
Yep. Ellison still out there. Kirkham in motion, and that's going to be a penalty. 2:10.
False start on the offense. Move the Tigers back. Still first down.
I feel like the last 2 minutes and 45 seconds have taken 20 minutes.
Yeah,
with the penalties.
Right there with you.
Penalty on Idaho Falls is going to make it 1st and 15 on the 33-yard line. Ellison's still out there. He's going to throw it wide open. And with room, and he's going to break free. And nicely tackled. So again, Idaho Falls just, it's 1st and 15, gets a big chunk. And Watkins is having a huge game.
Yeah, has to push him over the 100 receiving yards tonight. He's had a couple big chunk plays.
Yeah, big chunks and a 20-yard touchdown pass earlier in the first half. And Idaho Falls, just like that, flips the field. 1st and 10 on the 33. Hand off to David Moore. He's going to be tackled immediately. And, the running game for Idaho Falls was
Braxton Burrows with the tackle in the backfield.
doing well in the first half, but they've kind of went away from it, Idaho Falls has. And I think that was something we talked about last week, Logan, is we kind of wanted Idaho Falls to run the ball more.
Yeah, they were starting, especially Molina. I mean, he was finding some gaps, and they're getting some big yardage through the run game last week. And seems like this week they've got some solid runs.
2nd and 11, a 1-yard loss on that run. Ellison is going to throw it open, Bounces off. Touchdown, Idaho Falls.
Wow.
Ellison's pass, number 7, Taylor Carden.
Taylor Carden, I think he's only caught touchdown passes.
I think you're right.
So that's 3 touchdown passes for Taylor Carden.
I don't know how Century's coaches are going to take that one. You're up. All you have to do is run the ball a couple more times, the game's over, and instead they're continuously throwing the ball there with their starters and throw another 6 points there. Oh.
Make it 41-16. Yeah, you basically had the time pretty much to run out the clock, and Idaho Falls goes down and scores very quickly with 56 seconds left.
Oh.
Kick's no good.
I can't tell if it got tipped or if.
I think it just shanked off the side of his
Yeah.
foot. I don't think there was a defender in there.
That was an odd placement of the foot on that kick.
So Idaho Falls leads 41-16 with 56 seconds left to go in the game.
Well, you think they onside it? Never know at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been kind of weird.
Idaho Falls playing like they're playing a one-score game right now.
Yeah, they threw the interception in the fourth quarter, and Century kind of had most of the time of possession, I would say, in the fourth quarter, but Idaho Falls really the team to get the score. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Idaho Falls will kick it deep to the way the Century's been returning the ball, but the last 2 minutes have been very interesting nonetheless. Idaho Falls kickoff. Just a normal variety. Fielded at the 10.
Ashton Jenkins on the return.
Aston Jenkins is going to take it a few yards. Just pretty normal right there. Nothing fishy went on in that play.
Yep.
So 49 seconds left to go in the game.
Part of me wonders if Idaho Falls, putting more points on the board, those end of the year rankings.
Yeah, for max prep.
Never know what 6 points will be the difference, being a different seed.
Now, Idaho Falls, like I think we talked about in our pregame, they're pretty much going to have to win out to have a chance. And if Shelley ends up beating Pocatello tonight, that's going to be an interesting piece to the puzzle. Century runs the ball for, it looks like, no gain.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week, Shelley, Idaho Falls. That should be a battle.
Yeah, big conference game.
That'll be a big test for Idaho Falls.
Yeah, it's still on the Friday Night Flash, has that Shelley Pocatello game tied in the fourth quarter. Spencer Payne, which has not been a pain for Century, right? He's been kind of the shining light tonight for the Diamondbacks as the time's going to expire and
that's the ball game, folks.
Century's going to lose to Idaho Falls 41-16.
Congratulations, fellas.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be back for the post-game show and our IdahoSports.com player of the game right after this.
Yeah, I know a little something about myths. Like the myth that speeding isn't dangerous. Oh, and that myth you can tailgate at a safe distance. Yeah, I know a little something about myths. Like the myth that speeding isn't dangerous. Oh, and that myth you can tailgate at a safe distance. Or that you can safely weave in and out of traffic. Don't be fooled by myths. You'll get yourself into a hairy situation. Stay focused on the road. Be a legend like me. Have you heard the one about Charlie over in Pay Lake?
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
All right, I put this on one check. Is that okay? Draw?
That was fast and secure. It's Mobile Wallet from Lookout Credit Union.
Welcome into the post-game show as Idaho Falls defeats Century 41-16 here at Century High School. Pretty good game, really, as Century went down kind of early but was able to come back a little bit at the end, and Idaho Falls able to get 6 touchdowns from Bradley Ellison, either passing. He passed for 5 and ran it in for 1, but Century able to get some points on the board, getting 18 points, or 16 points, excuse me. But, a pretty good game, and it was a pretty good flow to the game until the end. It kind of got weird with some flags and stuff, but, Idaho Falls, again, I thought Idaho Falls was the best 1-4 team coming in. Any division, I think they're a really good team. They've got some great playmakers. They have Kirkham brothers. Have Ellison. The running game was a little different today with Anderson and David Moore, but Idaho Falls has some great offensive weapons and was able to take care of business and get the win 41-16.
Yeah, I think tonight we saw both teams honestly execute very good game plans and both entering next week, I think, on pretty positive notes. On Idaho Falls, they came in, a couple brutal losses last couple weeks and some pretty close comebacks late in games. And today played a complete game, led 21-0 at the half, and didn't hold off didn't touch the break at all. They kept scoring up until the last minute. They take the starters out. And I think Idaho Falls has a chance to be a true contender in the state. They had the playmakers to get the job done. And today it was one of the first times I've seen them really put it all together. And next week, they minimize some of those penalties and play. Can you find the open receivers? And I think next week against Shelley will be a true test for Idaho Falls. And we said it multiple times this broadcast. We think they'll probably have to win out to get an at-large bid, but I think that's very much so in the realm of Idaho Falls' highest possibility. And for us, Century came in scoring 20 points combined throughout the season against some of the tougher non-conference opponents, and tonight scored 16. Saw some flashes of some good offense. I think they found their offensive identity today, and I think today was a big building block for this program.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, Idaho Falls will move to 2-4. They'll head to Shelley, Idaho next week in a conference game, and Century will also start their slate of conference games as they'll head down to Franklin County to play Preston, Idaho. Big conference game for Century as they take on Preston. Again, Preston, Century, and Pocatello in a 3-team conference. District 6 has a few more teams, but they'll be starting conference play for the Diamondbacks, and the Diamondbacks move 0-6. But it's time to hand out our IdahoSports.com player of the game presented by the Idaho Transportation Department. And who we going with tonight? Logan?
Well, there's actually quite a few guys I think that could have got it today for Idaho Falls, but it has to be the guy involved with every single scoring play tonight. Bradley, Sunshine, Ellison, another incredible performance. 5 touchdowns to the air and 1 rushing touchdown, and looked very comfortable in the pocket today, directing being, as you said earlier, Idaho Falls' general, directing the players down the field, making plays, and showed a little bit of his running game today, which I expect Idaho Falls to incorporate a little more in their game plan in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Congratulations to Bradley Ellison as the IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department. He kind of showed off all his skills tonight, for sure, with 5 touchdown passes, and he ran one in, and he had a lot of crucial just runs on the offense to pick up first downs. Well, this has been an Idaho GameStreams production of Gate City Game Night, presented by Lookout Credit Union and the Mountain View Event Center. Additional coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare Valley-wide cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, your local Toyota dealers, and of course the Idaho Transportation Department. Special thanks to Shell Brockett, Ben Cody, Cassie Atwood, the administrators tonight. Mark Pixton is not here tonight, the normal AD, and everyone at Century High School for their hospitality and helping us get this game to you. Congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department, Bradley Ellison. Thanks again for joining us as Idaho Falls defeats Century 41-16. For my broadcast partner, Logan Kelso, and everyone behind the scenes at IdahoSports.com, I'm Sean Kane. Have a good night.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com.